What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with The Distance here for a fantasy matchup today. This one is Wladimir Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis. This one is from another one of my subscribers. I can't even remember the name. I'm just kind of in a rush to do this video right now because I got so much to do today. So anyway, Wladimir Klitschko versus Lennox Lewis. I believe two very underappreciated champions, if you ask me. Lennox Lewis, his reign was quite long. He had from about 98 through to 2001, or 97 to 2001. The second time he defeated Oliver McCall. I'm referring to his second reign as a champion when he started to dominate. When he defeated Oliver McCall in like 97, the matchup that we all know. If you're a true boxing fan and you know about this fight, we all know that Oliver McCall began to cry in this fight. And the fight ended up being stopped like a round or two later. I have it recorded on my DVR, recorded like in 2007 when it came on ESPN. It's something that's very, I guess, unforgettable. Seeing a grown-ass man in the ring crying in the middle of a fight. But Lennox Lewis, I do believe, was a very underappreciated champion. I guess because he took on Evander Holyfield at the end of his second prime, basically, and he took on, I guess, a faded Mike Tyson. But you can't take those victories away because still, both of them are future Hall of Famers, so you can't take those victories away because, I guess, because he caught them at the end of their careers. But overall, Lennox Lewis was a very underappreciated champion. Just think of the victories in his career against fighters who were in their prime, like Shannon Briggs, David Tua, though an unmotivated David Tua. He took on, I'm trying to think of the other dude he fought Michael Grant. He fought Hasim Rahman. He fought Vitaly Klitschko in his prime. So he did pretty much basically fight everybody. I am a little upset that he didn't fight Chris Bird. I thought he should have fought Chris Bird and maybe John Ruiz, who was the WBA champion, and Chris Bird was I think he dropped the belt to Chris Bird. I think he dropped it, or vacated it, and didn't fight Chris Bird. But overall, Lennox Lewis was a very good champion. And then now you have Wladimir Klitschko, who's kind of in that same forefront of being an underappreciated champion, because of the opposition that he's faced. He doesn't have the luxury of facing the same opposition that Lennox Lewis faced in his career. Those names like Samuel Peter, now Eddie Chambers, Ruslan Shagayev, Calvin Brock. These are some decent fighters. Chris Bird. These are some very decent fighters. But at the same time, nothing really stands out on Vladimir's resume the same way a Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and a Frank Bruno stands out on Lennox Lewis. So anyway, on this fight, I think that this fight would be a very slow-paced fight. I think this is a battle of the left jabs. Now, Wladimir Klitschko's left jab is very stiff. Now, with Wladimir, like I mentioned in a few other videos, Wladimir, with his left jab, he's setting you up for either the left hook or the straight right hand. Now, Wladimir, like I said, has the stiff jab, long stiff jab, and similar to Lennox Lewis, he fights very safe. Except with Lennox Lewis used the left jab. Except Lennox Lewis didn't throw like one jab at a time. Lennox Lewis would kind of double it up in the middle of the jab. He would use the jab to set up his power shots. And with Lennox Lewis didn't just throw one power shot. Sometimes he would throw combinations. He would throw different power shots. Sometimes the right hook, straight right hand, left uppercut, right uppercut. Lennox Lewis did a very good job of putting that left jab out there, fighting big. And with both fighters, when they get close, they tie up. Now with Lennox Lewis, we all know Lennox Lewis in his career lost to fighters who pretty much swung for the fences against him. People talk about, oh, Lennox Lewis didn't have a chin, this, that, and the other. I believe that Lennox Lewis did have a decent chin, but these shots that he took when he got knocked out were shots with two strong fighters who, like I said, strong fighters who pretty much swing for the fences. Wladimir Klitschko will not swing for the fences against Lennox Lewis because the power behind Lennox Lewis' shots. Lennox Lewis had a lot of power in his shots. So in a fight like this, I see it being, I guess, basically being a boring fight. Let's face it, because both fighters pretty much the battle of the left jabs. It's pretty much the left jab setting up everything for both fighters. But if I have to call a winner for this fight, I'm gonna go with the one who's gonna take more risk. Lennox Lewis took a lot of risk in his career, and he took a lot more risk than Wladimir Klitschko has ever taken. And one being because Wladimir has been knocked out and roughed up quite a bit in his career, knocked down. And with Lennox Lewis pretty much was knocked out twice against fighters who swung for the fences. Wladimir is not going to swing for the fences against Lennox Lewis. I think he'll fight a very safe fight and try to fight this at a very slow pace. But Lennox Lewis, I believe, has a little more in the arsenal. I think Lennox Lewis will take that risk in this fight. I think that Lennox Lewis will, and we've seen Lennox Lewis take quite a few risks. So I think against Wladimir Klitschko, even though Wladimir could hurt him, he's not gonna swing that wild shot that's gonna send Lewis down for the count. Lennox Lewis, I think, is gonna find his way to take that jab away, get on the inside, land the left or right uppercut, and put Wladimir out by probably round 9. I'd say Lennox Lewis will find a way to knock out Wladimir by 9, and he'd probably knock him out. He'd probably knock him out with the left uppercut. So anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.